Do, 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 do. All right. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, I don't like that. What if I did this? Can you do this? How about I do that? Oh, and you can hear the, yeah, you can hear it. So what we're going to do is going to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, we're going to count it. 1. So this is 0. Because this is 0, we're going to do 1. So after 1 is this. After 1, and then there's 2. After 2 is this. Now, if you notice, the beads are located at the bottom, not bottom of, but below the horizontal bar, because it's located lower at the lower. Huh. So this is 4, and I don't know if this is TikTok or if it's me, but I think it's TikTok because there's been some problems. So here is 4. When we look at it, this is 4. What does that mean? Well, when we look at the abacus, this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then every time they're all holding hands, all these beads are holding hands. This tracks our number. The number here is 4. And then if we do this, this is called 5. This is 5. Why? The top bead is a value of 5. So now we know how to do 5. We do 6, and then we do 7. After 6, right? So we have 5. So let me go back. We have 5. This is 5. And then we have 6. This is 6. And then we have 7. This is... If I can't get this, then this is going to be horrible. So this is 10. After 10, this is 10. After 10, I think this is incorrect. There we go. There we go. After 10, right? If you notice, this looks like this. If you look like this and this is kind of like the similar. Hello everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining. So we have 1 and then we have 1. So notice we have 1 and 1, but notice this one is a 10, which is a 0. 1, 0 and 1. Just as we write, abacus is very similar to the way we write. So we have 1 and then we have 12. After 12, we have 13 and then 14 and then 15. And I don't know what's going on. It seems like, okay, so that happens is 15, and then there's 16, 17, 18, and then 19. Because this is 19, now we have 20. How do I know this? Well, if we look, this is our place values. With our place values, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000. So when we look, we have 20. And this looks very similar, but this is 2. Why? Because the value, the place value is at 2. Because the place value is at 2, that's not good. So because the place value is 1s, and then this would be 20, this would be 200, this is 2,000, and then this is 20,000. Does anybody have any questions? Let me know, depending on how TikTok is working. So now when we look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. The top bead will always be 5. Since we have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. Because we have 9, and then we have 10. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions. What we're doing is we're looking for 4 things we can do. We can also do like what is it, decimals, but it's kind of the same. So when we're going to count, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. After 50, we have 60, right? So if we look, this is 60, and these are all 6, 6, 6. These are all 6, and then if I do that, these are all labeled as 6. If I did this, these are all 4s. So what would it look like? It would look like this. So we have 4, 4, 4, comma, 4, 4, 4. Oh, there's my decimal, and then 4. So that's what it would look like. Oh, maybe I should get it better. All right. So that's what 4 looks like. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh, that didn't look good. Okay, anyways. So we have 4. So then if I did this, if I did that, these will all be 5s. Now, because these are all 5s, hello, welcome. Hey, Ashley, welcome back. At a better time. All right. Okay. What are we doing? We are talking about the abacus, and we're going to do some, let's continue on. So again, let's do a little review for those people that just joined. What we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. If we look, this is what 0 looks like. Because this is what 0 looks like, we have nothing touching the horizontal bar. When we have 1, we have this. one bead touches the horizontal bar. When the bead touches the horizontal bar, that is now being counted. So then after 1 is 2. This is what 2 looks like on the abacus. It's super easy, simple to use, and easy to understand. So, hello, Blue Raptor. And then we have 3. After 3, right? 1, 2, 3. It's easy to see. 1, 2, 3. Easy to see, right? All right. So we have 4. After 4 is the 5. Well, notice there's no more beads to have the 5. What we can do is we can have the top bead. The top bead will always have a value of 5, just as we have here. So the top bead will always have a value of 5. When we look, we will have the 1s, the 10s, the 100s, the 1,000, the 10,000. So notice we have the 5 and then 6. After 6, right, how do I know? Well, this is 1 and then this is 5. So 1 plus 5 is 6. And then 1 plus 2, that's not 2, this is 2. 1, 5 plus 2 is 7. We have 5 plus 3 is 8. Now, when we do it, we actually put it together like this. We don't count 5, 6, 7, 8. I only do it for demonstration. But when we work with the abacus, we do it together at the same time. And then when we do 9, 9 looks like this. Now, you'll notice after 9, there's no more beads after 9. Well, what's after 9 is 10. We know how 10 looks like. 10 looks like this. Why does 10 look like this? Because we have a 0 and a 1, just as how we write. When we write, it looks like that. So if you can line it up, right? We have our 0 here, and we have our 1 here. Anybody have any questions? Let me know. How is everybody doing? Okay, so what we're going to do is, I don't know, Ashley, if you knew about this, but we're doing the, we're going to do this maze. But, you know what I did was, I made a mask maze, so nobody can cheat. This idea came from Ethan. I don't know if you know Ethan, but Ethan was like, you should cover it up. And I'm like, what? We should cover it up. And so I was like, how am I going to cover it up? And so I added this to my book. And then if you wanted it, I can you can download it and stuff. And I was like, that's brilliant. So I made it to just enough to see. So if we look, what number do we think that is? Right, Ashley? Ethan, so smart. You guys are so helpful. So what I did was I made this, and then I also made the reverse. And so this was one book. I actually just published it in, where is it? I just actually published it on Amazon, and I'm just waiting for it to get approved. So I have 2 sets. I have what you call a reverse. I'm really excited for it. I have what you call a reverse maze. I don't know if I have a picture of it anymore. I should have it. Now I'm looking through my papers. Let's see if I can find it. Now I'm determined to find it. I don't know if I showed you my reverse maze. It's kind of funny. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll print it out later. Okay. So, anyways, all right. You know what? Okay. Let me focus. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this. What number do we think this is? Thank you so much. I'll have to let Ethan know that I made it. I was hoping that Ethan would join, but he's not here. So we'll see. 61. Yes, that's right. Because it's a 60 and then this is a 1. So what I'd like to do is I would like to color it in. Just like that. Just so we know that we touched it. Thank you, Michael, the 9. So then when we look, 61. 61. So if I do this, 61. So now when I cover it, what number do you think that is? If I look at that, this is 3 and then, yeah. So that's what that looks like. What number do you think that is? Oh, is that 2? There. So yeah. So that's what it looks like. What number do you think that is? Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Ashley. So yes, it's 39. When we look at it, it's 39 and we'll just do this. So now we're up here. Ha ha ha. This is brilliant. I'll have to tell Ethan that he is very smart. Okay, what number is that? So what we're doing is we're learning to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, thank you, Ashley. When we read the abacus, good job, Michael. So what's going to happen is after we finish how to read the abacus, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to count. We're going to add and subtract on the abacus. But the first thing we need to do is understand how to read the abacus. So we have that. So what number do you think this is? All right. Whew. Yeah. So we have 5 and then 6. Ashley and I are fighting to be the tough student. I know, right? What is this used for? Kira, this is, we're equals here. Yeah. This is a math manipulative, and it teaches everybody how to read the abacus, how to count. So what we do is we count. We can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, division. And what we're doing right now is we're learning how to read the abacus. So when we look, this is 5, this is 6. So together, this is 6, and then this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this number is 4. So I'm going to color this in, and then I'm going to go to the next box. So there's no cheating because you don't know what the number is. And I have to thank Ethan for that. You got me! You guys are so funny. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. And it's very helpful that I can cover up the paths. So then after the words, we can do it. It's 3. Yes, you're absolutely right. That is 3. So what we're going to do, you took any, okay, I've never heard of this. It looks confusing, but it's cool. Oh, okay. You know what? Let me show you how to read the abacus, Kira. While Ashley and Michael are reading the abacus. So when we read the abacus, we're talking about the counting of the abacus. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice when I have the 4 and they're touching the horizontal bar, this is now being counted. Because this is being counted, we have 4. Now, if I do the top beat, this is 5. Hello, Coffee Dragon. Welcome back. Ashley and Michael, good job. That's 99. So we're going to go down here and we do 99. So then, Kira, after 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. After 9, if you look, just as we have the tens place, right? We have our ones, we have our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. What we're doing is we're learning to read the abacus. When we learn to read the abacus, then we can do more. We can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Ooh, 91. Yes, 91. So that is 91. Yes. Okay, so does that make sense, Kira? So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus, and this is a maze. 91. Good job, Ashley. Coffee Dragon, are you still around? So, 75. Yes, 75. So we have 70, and then we have 5. So if you notice, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. This is 70. 5, 6, 7, and then this is 5. Does that make sense? Oh, 75. 75. All right, so here is the next number. Kira, did that make sense? Wow, you guys are so smart. No, they've just been here for a while. Ashley's been here for a few hours. She knows all my jokes. That's how long she's been. I got jokes. So, Kira, did that make sense? I wish our school system taught us this. Yeah, I wish too. But guess what? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to educate the world. I'm trying to bring the world to abacus. Right, Coffee Dragon? All right. We're still learning multiplication. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to do Chinese school does. So, okay, good. Really? I love that. It's interesting. 54. Hey, Dina. 54. You're right. You're right. I'm still learning multiplication. That's so interesting. Okay, 54. Yes, this is 54. So then what is this number? Okay. So, I don't know the Chinese schools do this one. I don't know any of the Chinese schools that does it in my area, and I'm in California. So, I know I have a abacus school, and I have an abacus school down the street. Oh, good job. Good job, Dina. Okay, 25. I'm sorry. Yes. So 25. So we're going to go here and we're going to do 25. Okay, we got 25. And then my husband learned at Chinese. Really? I don't know what Chinese school. That's really amazing. Hey, Ashley. So, that's right. That's right. That's what you said. I'm 21. Realistically, how fast can I learn the abacus method like those kids? Like the kids, you got to do a lot of practicing. If you really think about it, you have to do a lot of practicing. So this one is 58. Oh, that's right, Ashley. You mentioned that. I remember now. 58. Yes, 58. So then when we finish, what is our finished line? What is our finished one? So we have our last one is this one. 42. Right. Thank you. 25. 25 is over here. 25, and then we're here, and then we come down 42. 42, the answer. Yeah, oh yeah. So you're saying I should keep this. I should keep this. Yeah, right? The answer to the universe is 42, so this is 42. So if you notice, this is my little maze. And what we just did is we just learned how to read the abacus, and I was trying to cover it up to make sure that we don't see the answers on the other side. So now we know how to read the abacus. We're okay reading the abacus, or do you want to do another one? I have another one, which is like 3 digits, but it's okay. We don't have to. What we're going to do is we're going to learn how to add and subtract, multiply, and divide. That's right, Ashley. I keep thinking about. Okay, so let me know if Ethan's here. And I want to show him my little thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to add, subtract. The first thing we're going to do is understand that when we... Oh, so Ashley, does your husband know how to add, multiply, and divide? That would be interesting. And does he still use abacus? I don't use abacus, so I can understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to add. What we just did is we learned how to read the abacus. After we learn how to read the abacus, we're going to understand how to add and subtract. Now, the first thing we need to do is understand that we are only going to be adding the add-in. He did, but he forgot how to. Oh, really? You know what? If you gave him an abacus, I'm sure he would pick it up, because my kids are like that. Hey, Karen, welcome back. Okay. So, Kira, just so you know, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the add-in. What is the add-in? Add-in is the thing that we're going to add. This is the number we're going to add. We're not going to focus on the result. We're not going to focus on the result because it's not about the goal. It's about the journey, right? It's just like abacus is life, where it's not about the result. Divorce the result. What is it? Divorce the result and marry the process, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to marry the process. So the process is 1. When we add, we want to do what? 5. We add the 5 and then we plus the 1. When we add the 1, notice we're only going to move the 1 beat up. That's all we're going to do. We're only going to move the 1 beat up. Does that make sense, Michael? I don't know how long you've been here, Michael, but I think it's the first time you've seen me, right? So then what we're doing is we're just making sure we're going to add the 1 bead. It doesn't matter which bead, right? So if I had 6, I just want to add 1 bead. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to show what it looks like to add the bead. So, okay, good. So this is going to be super easy for you, because what we're doing is we're going to ask ourselves, do we have enough beads? If we have enough beads, we're going to add it. So when we have if we have 8, what I want to do, hey, Bill! So remember when Ethan was talking about like I should cover up the maze? I made this thing where we call it mask the maze. I call it mask the maze, and I was working on this. And what I did was I cover it up so you can only see the cover. And then every time we figure out what the answer is, then we have to move the answer. And then I have to cover it up again. I have to wait for Ethan. I have to tell Ethan. What? Right? Ethan's so smart. So then you can move it. And so I have it where you can download it. You can download it and you can use a cardstock. If you use a cardstock, then, it won't go through. I tried using another one, but, the paper's kind of thin. So because the paper's kind of thin, you can kind of see through it. So I was like, you know what? So this one's actually an old manila paper. Anyways, I'm so excited. Okay. Hello, Mr. Clean. Oh, sadly I have to go. Oh, hopefully I'll see you next. Okay, cool, Mr. Clean. I'm happy to see you too. Okay, so what we're going to do, we understand how to add the 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the 2. When we add the 2, it's the same thing. We have a 5 like this. We have a 5, and then we're going to add 2 beads. Well, it doesn't matter which 2 beads. It's always about 2 beads. So if we did this one, because these 2 are holding hands, we're going to add these 2 beads. It's just like if I had 6 and I want to add 2 beads, these are the 2 beads I'm going to add. I'm not going to do 1, 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 because we're big people. And big people know how to move everything around, right? So we're going to add 2. It's the same thing with 3, right? The next one is to add the 3. When we add the 3, I have 5. I want to add the 5. Notice that when I add the 3, this is 8. We seen this before as we were counting. So now what we're doing is we're compounding our math knowledge. We're compounding our math knowledge. We're compounding information that we've already know. Like when we were counting. Remember when we were counting 5, 6, 7, 8? Notice that this is very similar to adding, right? Thank you, Bill, for the team cheers. Okay, so when we have 8 and then we want to add, so we want to have 3 and then we want to add, I'm sorry. When we have 6 and I want to add 3, it doesn't matter which 3 I'm going to add. So, so my final answer is, excuse me, my final answer is 9. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we have 4. But 4 only has so many numbers, right? 4 only has so many questions. Why? Because 4 is everything. You either have 0 or you have 5. And then you just add the 4 because that's all you're doing. You're adding all of it. Doesn't matter. So notice that if I want to add, I'm going to the horizontal bar. So that means when I'm adding the 5, I go down. I go down to the horizontal bar. This is adding 5. If I want to go away, if I want to go away, right? I want to move up. I want to take away the 5. I want to subtract it. When I subtract it, I want to move it up. Same thing with the bottom piece. If I want to subtract, I want to subtract 2. I move it away from the horizontal bar. When I have the 1, I'm adding the 1. I move it to the horizontal bar. When I subtract 1, I move it away from the horizontal bar. Hey, Bill, how did your interview go? Thank you for the rose. So that's what we're doing. And again, after we know how to add, we're going to subtract. That was easy, right? So I'm going to keep going because after we do -2, then we do -3 and -4. And these are all very systematic and it's very, I want you to go through all of the procedures, right? Because every step needs to be taken. Well, you don't want to jump steps. The reason why is because every number is different. The reason why is because when we figure out how to move the beads, then we're going to actually start utilizing these things called formulas. The question is what happens when there's not enough beads? So the first thing we do is when we add 6, right? We have 6 and then we take away 6. We have to move these 2 beads like that. So we add the 6 and we take away the 6. When we add the 7, we take away the 7. It's the same thing. So if I had 1 and I want to add the 6, then my number is 7. If I have 7 and I want to take away 6, my answer is 1. I hope that makes sense. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to just review and what are we doing? We are reviewing the beads. It went well. I have another tomorrow. The big boss comes and ooh, good job. Good job. Good vibes. Good vibes. So good luck tomorrow. So again, for the 6, right? We have the 2 and then we want to add 6. I'm going to add 6. So my final answer is 8. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to minus the 6. So notice that there's a number pattern with that, right? There's a number pattern to add the 6 and to minus the 6. Does that make sense, Michael? I don't know if Dina and Kira is still here, but I'm going to continue on. Are you guys still here? Please let me know. And the same thing with 8. Right? 8's the same way. What do we do with 8? We have 5, 6, 7, 8. So we bring it together like that. So if I had 1 and I want to add the 8, I do that. Plus the 9 and then take away the 9. I'm sorry. Plus the 8, take away the 8. Plus the 8, take away the 8. This is what we're doing. Oh, cool. So Dina, do you have any questions? Does this all make sense? It's pretty easy, right? Simple to use, easy to understand. Right? Is it all right? I'm going to continue on. Means a lot. Yeah, I love my community. You guys are so awesome. So supportive. So supportive. You guys are so cool. You know, it was so funny. There was another person who's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm FaceTiming everybody. Okay, cool. So let me know because it would be nice to have some feedback. So, I mean, then again, okay, so we're done. This is what we call simple. The reason why it's called simple is because we have enough beads. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Just like Bob the Builder. Can we do it? Yes, we can. So this is what the Bob the Builder level. That's what I'm going to call it. Bob the Builder level. The Bob the Builder level means that we're going to see if we can do it. Yes, we can. Can we do it? Yes, we can. I got jokes. See? Ashley's going to know all my jokes and then it's no longer going to be funny. So what's going to happen when there's not enough beads? What does that mean? Okay, well, what happens is let's say we had the number, right? That's good. I cracked myself up. My cousin was like on my live, and she's like, "You laugh a lot," and I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm the only one that makes myself laugh." Okay, so what does this mean? Here is the question. Here's the question. Let's do 3. Let's do 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4. Now, what are we going to do? 3 plus 4. We're going to do 3, and then we're going to add the 4. Notice there's not enough beats to add the 4. Because there's not enough beats to add the 4, we're going to have to start utilizing this thing called formulas. They're called formulas. Abacus world, we call it formulas. Mainstream world, I think they call it expressions, or they call it addition sentences. So it's this thing right here. What we're teaching the children now is we're teaching the children how to make a 5. We add 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. We have 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. This one is 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3. Now notice that they kind of reverse and stuff, but we're not going to worry about that right now. What we're going to worry about is the 4. What we want to do is take this 4, and what we want to do is want to isolate the variable. Now, the reason why I talk like this is because we don't do this in Abacus world. What we do is just say, know the formula. But trying to connect the mainstream math to Abacus, I'm starting to figure out what some of the terminologies are. So what the first thing we're going to do is we're going to isolate the variable. That's what this is. When we isolate the variable, what does that mean? We have 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find this 4 right here. Because, thank you so much for liking the lives. Because we're trying to do the 4, what does that mean? When we look, remember my question is 3 plus 4. When I do a plus 4, what's going to happen? I appreciate that correlation, teacher. Oh! So what's going to happen is we're going to isolate this. Notice we had x plus 1 is equal to 5. It makes very similar to algebra, right? So when we isolate, that's our 4. What we're going to do is we're going to move the 1 to the other side. When we move the 1 to the other side, we have 4 is equal to 5. Notice this is not balanced. To balance it, we need to minus the 1. Now this, who is it? Oh, yeah. The mean black girl, she said, or I think she said that, this is actually instructions. I'm like, that's brilliant. This is directions. So what does this mean is I'm going to add the 5, I'm going to take away the 1. This is telling me the answer. I'm going to add the 5 and I'm going to take away the 1. And then what happens? My answer is 7. And I'm like, that's brilliant. Hello, Riley is watching. Am I in stereo or am I a little bit delayed, Beals? Sorry. So that's one of my things. So that's the thing, right? Do we see the correlation? Do we see what we're trying to do? When we're trying to do it, this is giving you instructions how to do it. So my answer is 7. TikTok keeps messing up. You know, I think it's a TikTok thing because I'm pretty good on this side. You know what? You might want to go YouTube. That might be that might be faster. It's up to you. But I am everywhere. I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I have 5 things I'm on right now. So if anybody wants to jump ship, you had me too. I had to turn off my Wi-Fi. Oh yeah. So you know what? My YouTube channel is in my bio if you guys want to see there. And then I see I see my but don't forget it's delayed, right? So I won't be as quick as TikTok. But it's up to you if you guys want to go to my YouTube channel. But yeah. And okay. So what we have is so that we have our answer is 7. So when we look, our next question is 4 plus 4. We don't memorize our doubles. What we memorize is our formula. So when we look, what we do is, again, 4, we add 4 to the abacus. We add 4 to the abacus, right? And then what's going to happen is I want to add another 4. When I add another 4, what do? I can't do anything. No, you can. You can do it. It's just how do you do it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plus the 5. I add the 5 and I take away the 1. And my final answer is 8. So, yeah. So if you guys want to, I am on YouTube if TikTok is not playing nice. I had that happen a couple of times. All right. Anybody have any questions? Are we okay? I think there's only six. I think there's only six people, which is fine. It's cool. Blue Raptor Steph. Hi, Steph. It would have been cool, so cool to learn this in school. Yeah, right, Dina? I was thinking about it, and I actually didn't learn it in school. I learned it when I was old. My dad was the one that went on a business trip, and this lady was like, "You need to bring Abacus to America." And he's like, "I'm going to bring Abacus to America," because he was thinking about opening up a side hustle, like a side business. And then he forced my brother, and I to learn how to use the Abacus. And we're like, "I don't even know what the Abacus is." But then when I started learning it, TikTok is trying to censor the red pill. Yeah, so what happened was, Dina, so then my brother and I actually learned how to use the abacus, and we have a school out in Monterey Park, and we're teaching children how to use the abacus. I decided to go on the internet to teach the rest of America. Because, some people don't know what an abacus is, and other people don't even know how to pronounce the word abacus, which is fine, but that's why I'm here. And so if you have any questions, Dina, let me know. It would be so helpful since it's so hands-on and visual. Right! I'm telling you, like, it's really quite amazing because the constraints really help push things through. Steph, thank you for following. Oh, reframing the idea of formulas as instructions really help make more sense of adding and subtracting. Oh yeah, yeah, right. I learned that one from somebody. I think it was the mean black girl. I think she was the one that said it, if I remember correctly. And I was like, you're right. They are directions. And you're right, reframing it as these are directions. So when we look, we have a bunch of other directions, right? We have one, so we can do it. If I want to add the 1, all I got to do is plus the 5 minus the, plus the 5 minus the 4, right? And then if I want to do 3, I want to plus the 5 minus the 2. And then if I want to do 2, all I got to do is plus the 5 minus the 3. Yeah, right? I was like, that's really amazing. Thank you so much for the comment, Steph. Because you were kind of quiet. I'm not sure if you were paying attention. Not paying attention, but understood, right? Like, it's good to know that if you can keep up. Am I talking too fast or if I'm not doing enough, right? So let me know if you have any questions, any problems, anything. Because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Because sometimes, if I don't get it, then I get stuck. And I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to get you stuck. I don't want you to get stuck. So what's going to happen is, okay, we understand this part here. So that's what this is. Now, the interesting thing is once we know how to add, you'll notice we can subtract. Now, when we subtract, notice what if we add 4, we had the 5 and the 1. So what did we do? When we add the 4, we wanted to plus the 5, take away the 1. Now, when we minus the 4, it's the opposite. So because we know how to add, we now know how to subtract. We know how to take away the 5 and add the 1. So exactly what we're doing, but now reverse. So that's what this is. But then when I write the equation, it will look like this. 4 minus 1 equals minus 5. Now, do we do negatives? No, we don't do negatives. But what we need, we don't use a negative number, but we do use subtraction, if that makes sense. So again, when we modify this formula, we want to minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 and then plus the 1. Now we can use it. So what's going to happen is if I had 7, here's my 7, and I want to take away 4. I want to take away 4. To take away the 4, this is my directions. Minus the 4 plus the 1. So minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5. So my final answer is graphia. Really? You don't seem like, I don't even know what I don't, there's a lot of people that mention that they have dysgraphia. Or no, maybe they said they have dyscalculia. I don't know. That's a new thing for me. So I'm not sure. I'm glad this helps. I'm really happy that this helps. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about minus 4. So because we minus the 4, does that make sense? What we just did is we minus 4. We added we're compounding our knowledge. We know how to add the 4, now we know how to subtract the 4. Now, because we have the 5, right, we understand this. Do we understand? Are we okay? Do you want me to keep going? Or do you want me to go back to do a few more problems with this? Peel, I'm not sure if you have short-term memory because you're always here. A few more to make sure. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. So what we could do is we could do adding and subtracting. So I'm still keeping up. Okay, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's do a few. It's like taking the red pill every time I join. I don't know. Because you're always here. I'm sure you're fine. All right. So oh, here. So here's a few questions. We can do, let's do this one. So we have two. Oh no, you know what? I'm sorry. Here. So this is 3. So if we do 3 and we do 3 plus 3. We do 3 plus 3, it's the same thing, right? 3 plus 3. Again, we know what we're doing. We know 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. We know this concept. But because we know this concept, now what we need to do is we need to understand. The big question is can I do it? I have 3. My answer here, my question here is 3. So I added 3 on the abacus. When I add 3 on the abacus, I want to add another 3. I am not going to memorize my doubles. Memorizing doubles is just saying that 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. We're not going to memorize it. What we're going to do is we're going to understand and memorize our formula. To understand and memorize the formula, remember, this is what we understand. We understand this concept. And now what we're going to do is we're going to build this concept. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the variable. We're going to make the 3 by itself. When we make the 3 by itself, it's equal to 5 plus the 5. And then this is not balanced. What we need to do is minus the 2. So when we minus the 2, that's what we're going to do. So we plus the 5, and then we take away the 2. So my final answer is 6. Now, it's the same thing when we do the 4. If you look, I have 4 on the abacus, and I want to add 3. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog, but that's my dog in the background. So I want to add the 3. When I add the 3, I'm going to plus the 5, and I'm going to take away the 2. So my final answer is 7. Just wanted to let you know I'm still here. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if you were here. I don't see anybody. I just see 6 people. And I'm like, okay, making dinner. So I'm just going to lurk for now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. It could be just a cancellation thing. Okay. So that's what we do. And then, honestly, there's only 3 questions for the number 3. Now, if we do number 2, right, there's only 2 questions. And it's just the way the numbers go, because you'll see that if I did this one, right, if I did 2 plus 2, well, notice, do I have enough beads? I do. I do 2, and I add another 2. Is there enough beads to add the 2? There is. So you just add another 2. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to utilize this 5. So you only utilize the 5 when you need it. When you need to... when you don't have enough beads, that is when you use it. So like this one is 3 plus 2. If you look, I have 3, and then when I add the 2, well, what's 2? I'm going to go back. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. We're going to rewrite it, and we're going to isolate our variable. When we isolate the variable, it's 2 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus the 5, and we take away the 3. My final answer is 5. Now we can do it again. We have a 4, right? But notice those are the only 2 questions that can work. Why? Because we don't have enough beads. So if we do 4, and then I want to add 2, I don't have enough beads to add the 2. What happens? I'm going to add the 2. When I add the 2, I need to plus the 5 minus the 3. These are the formulas that we need to memorize. When we understand the formulas, this is what you call the 5 formula. Sometimes they call it friends formula. Sometimes they call somebody said a rule of 5, and I'm like, I wonder if that will work. So if you look, I have a little flippy thingy, and this is going to keep track of my numbers. If I want to add the 1, I need to know that I have to plus the 5 minus the 4. If I want to add the 2, I want to plus the 5 minus the 3. Plus the 3, I want to plus the 5 minus 2. And then plus the 4, I want to plus the 5 minus 1. But wait, there's more. What? Yes. So again, if you have plus, you have the minus. And it's the same, but just reverse. So I have to minus the 5 plus the 4. Does that make sense? And I have minus the 2 is minus the 5 plus the 3. And then again, minus the 3 is minus the 5 plus the 2. And then here is minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. But now this is what we're doing is we're building our concept. We're building, compounding our math knowledge. They build on top of each other. And you'll see that it works one more time. It works 2 more times. It works 2 more times. Now what does that mean? Well, we know how to add the 5. We're done with the 5. There's more. Wait, there's more. What? There's more? Yes, there's more. What is the more? The more is when we start talking about how to make a 10. What? What do you mean how to make a 10? Well, if you notice, we have a 4, right? We're going to do 4. When we add the 4, I'm trying to be more organized. Okay. So here's the question. When we add the 4, notice we do 4, right? We do 4, and then we add another 4. To add another 4, I need to plus the 5 minus the 1. So now my answer is 8. Well, what happens if 8? Well, what happens if I want to add another 4? To add another 4, do I have enough? No, I don't have enough to add a 4. What do I do? Well, there's a thing. How to make a 10. What? How to make a 10? Yes, how to make a 10. How to make a 10. What is the partner of 10? We know the partner of 10 would be 6. So when we do partners, right? The question is what? Well, we know our formula. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. This is very similar. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is we're going to isolate this variable. See, there's a number pattern and there's a process. There's a pattern and we're just going to follow the pattern. So when we make the 4 by itself, we're going to subtract the 6. So when we do 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. What? What does that mean? Well, what it means is when I want to add the 4, I cannot add the 5 anymore. Because I cannot add the 5, I need to do the next one. Excuse me, which is plus 10. Plus 10 means I want to plus the 10 means I'm only going to go to this column. 0, 1, 0, 1. 1 is over here. I'm going to add 1 over here. Does that make sense? And I'm going to take away the 6 over here. I'm going to minus the 6. So my final answer is 12. Does that make sense? So what did we just do? What we did was we understood the process, the path, the procedure, the what do you call it? The framework. I guess it's called the framework. The framework of how to do how to make a 10. So what we did is we understood that we had the 5. When we have a 5, we can do after the 5. If we're already using the 5, then we need to do is we need to utilize the 10. And I'm trying to find, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find my little friends. Hello to my little friends. That's funny. Okay, so what's going to happen? Okay, so we have our 5. So we have the 4, right? We did a 4. What we did was we added the 4. We added the 4 as plus the 5 minus the 1. We can't plus the 5. What do? We go here. What? That's what it is. Plus the 10 minus the 6. So when we look, this is the order. We do the 5 first. If we cannot do the 5, then we do the 10. That's what the order is. If I cannot simply add, then I see if I could plus the 5. But you can only do it for these numbers, right? It doesn't matter if you do it for the 5 because there's no secondary number for the 5, if that makes sense. There's no secondary number for 5. There's no secondary equation for 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, if that makes sense. So there's no secondary numbers. There's no other formulas. So this would be it. This would be it. If you know how to Tetris everything in, then you know how to work everything. Does that make sense? Are we okay? Do we want to do a next step would be the two-step equation. Dina, who is it? Michael? I think Michael left. Who else was here? Steph. I wasn't sure if Steph's still here. And yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So what we're gonna do? One or two more? Okay, we could do one. We could do this. Not a problem. So let's do another one. We can do another one. Thank you, Steph, for letting me know. Because I don't know. I don't know what everybody's comfortable with. So what we could do is we could do the 9. 9 is always easiest because we have so many questions to do plus 9. So again, to add the 9, Dina, I'm okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. Everyone's still here. Oh, okay, yay, right? Everybody's still here. Yeah. In my little word thingy, my tally says I have 6 people, so I just want to make sure everybody's okay. So yeah, if you guys don't comment, then I won't know that you're here, and I won't know if you guys are still having questions. So let me know. So here's the 9, right? When we do the 9, we know we want to plus the 9. Plus 9 is equal to plus the 1 minus the 1 plus 9 is equal to 10. So here's my number, my equation. 1 plus 9 is equal to 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 3. When we add the 3, notice I want to add a 9. When I add the 3, there's not enough beads to add the 9. So what's going to happen? I need to isolate my variable. When I isolate my variable after the 9, is equal to 10. 10. That's supposed to be 10. Minus 1. So now it's balanced. So what does that mean? That means that if I look at my number 10, that's a 0 and a 1. 0, 1, I got to add the 1 here, and then I'm going to minus the 1 here. So I'm going to minus the 1, and my answer is 12. So this is my answer, 12. Right? I could do it again. If I do it again, I have 2 plus 9. So again, if I do 2, and then I plus the 9, all I have to do is plus the 10. Plus the 10 looks like 0, 1. 0, 1. So I go plus the 10 and then take away the 1. Notice that this is the formula. This is the number pattern. This is the number pattern that we're looking at. You notice that there's a plus the 1 and plus the 10 and then minus the 1. And I can do the opposite. If I want to do minus the 9, all I got to do is take away the 10 and plus the 1. So that is adding. We can do another one. Oh, I didn't do this one, but we'll do this one. Oh, here. We can do 4. When we do 4, it's the same thing. Notice there's all these beads are being used. I cannot add the 4 because I'm not adding. Yay, adding. Because I don't have enough beads to add the 9. Because I don't have enough beads to add the 9, all I have to do is plus the 10 and then take away the 1. You guys are so funny. Beal. Okay. Yes, thank you. Plus the 10 minus the 1. That is the formula. So again, these are all the sets of formulas that we're doing. When we look at the formula, and again, this is all we're doing. Now, we're done. So there's still more adding, right? We still need to understand a few more concepts of adding. The next concept is understanding. Steph, are you okay? Do you want to go to the next one over, or do you want to do some more of these kind of problems? So again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to increment the way we're adding. There's more to it. There's more to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this thing called two-step equation. What? What does that mean? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Why? Because we now know everything. We now know everything. We just need to figure out how to Tetris our way stuff. We just need to Tetris our way through. What does that mean? Well, when we add, so there's this one parent. They're like, you know what? I want my child to know what 8 plus 5 is, and isn't 5 plus 8 the same? I go, no. It's not. You know why? Because it's about the add-in. This add-in is what makes it different. This is a 5 and then this is an 8. The 5 is different than the 8. So when we look at it, right, we can do the first one, the 5. We 8 and then plus the 5. We know how to plus the 5. Plus the 5 is what? Plus 5 is equal to minus 5 plus 10. We know this. We can do it the other way. We could do plus the 10 minus 5. We could do that too. Right? This is the same. This is the same. It doesn't matter which way you go. So I'm going to plus the 10 and I'm going to take away the 5. My final answer is 13. They're both 13. Yes, no. Why? Because now it's this 8. This 8 is what's going to give us what we call a two-step equation. So when we do it, we have 5, right? And then we want to plus the 8. When we plus the 8, notice, and there goes my camera. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. When we add the 8, we want to plus the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. So we're going to plus the 10. We can do that. The question here is minus the 2. Can I take away the 2? No, I can't take away the 2. I can't take away the 2, but we know how to do it. We know how to take away the 2. To take away the 2 looks very familiar, right? If I want to take away the 2, all I got to do is minus the 5 plus the 3. So that's what we're going to do. This is what we call a two-step equation because we can no longer minus the 2. We have to take it one step further. We have to minus the 2 equals to minus the 5 plus the 3. There we go. So we want to minus the 5 and we add the 3. And my final answer is 13. So even though the destination is the same, the journey is different. That's the difference. So that's why when we look at this, we don't look in Abacus world, we don't look at this part. This does not make sense. We cannot do it. But in the Abacus world, we can do it in our formula. So when you look, our formulas can be reversed, can be interchangeable. That's what you call commutative property. Commutative property. Commutative property. I love that word because it makes sense now. Before I was like, I don't understand it. Now it's like, it makes sense. So, and I find it interesting, like, there's all these terminologies, but it's, you know what's another interesting thing is, like, I follow these other math people, and they're going through, like, there's this one person, they were going through, like, the new math strategies and stuff. One of them was the lattice. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. There's, like, this thing where you do, like, this, and then something like this, and then you put in the numbers. So they did the lattice experiment. They did the lattice, how to, create a number, or how to answer the question. And in the comment, she said, it took me a little bit to understand it, but once I got it, it made a lot of sense. And I'm like, why would you teach somebody that's difficult to add? I don't understand that. So, like, for this, I don't think it's difficult. I never thought it was difficult. I didn't understand why, but I never thought this was difficult. I don't know if that made sense. So then there's the other one where you have like the little dots, right? There's the little boxes, and then, if this is 200 and then this is 45, right? And then you have to add everything together. I think that's a little bit much too, because the human brain, the human eye can only see like 5 things at a time, right? And because the way it's situated on the abacus, it's easy to see that this is 4. It's easy to see that this is 5. And then when I bring it together, this is 9. Why did I bring that up? I just brought it up because I was just thinking, like, I don't think that this is difficult. And so that's why I am comfortable teaching it to you. But if I had to learn how to use the lattice and I find it difficult, then I don't think I'd be teaching you how to use the lattice. That's my thought. I don't know why we would teach something that's so difficult. Anyways, so that's what we call a two-step equation. Well, we're going to continue on. Let's continue on. And we could do another two-step equation. So here's another one. We could do 6 we do 7 plus 6. We do 7 plus 6. Now I agree. I feel like the lattice is just redundant. Yeah, I'm not understanding. Every time I see new way for math, it makes my head hurt and it seems more difficult. Yeah, that's what I feel like. So when we go into multiplication, I'll show you what the new math is. And I realize I think the reason why there's the new math is because they're still using pictures. Okay, so there's this theory that we call concrete, which is this. This is a concrete thing, right? Like I could touch it. The next one is pictures, and then after that is pictorial. It's called CRA model. CRA model. There's another abbreviation, but it's kind of the same, right? So what they're saying is they want you to understand the concrete, and then they want to have the representation, which is like a picture of. That's what the lattice is for. But they never go back to the concrete. But then the problem is if they go back to the concrete, then all they're dealing with are these blocks. Which are these blocks? I don't know if you guys ever dealt with these blocks. This is concrete, which is fine. But see, the thing is what I wonder is the management of this is very difficult because I'm still going to have to count. I'm going to still have to count what 10 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I still need to count. But then this doesn't tell me place values, which is interesting, right? Like we have all of these manipulatives, but they're still just 1 to 1. Whereas on the abacus, this shows you what the place values are, right? We know that this is the tens, the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000, right? Oh yeah, you remember? I've never. These are new toys for me. So yeah. So they're trying to translate these pictures from these right to the pictures, and that's fine. However, these are still just 1 to 1. They're not dealing with like, I don't know. I don't know what I feel like. I feel like it's they're going way to the other side, right? They're going way to the other side. Like they're making it really minuscule, whereas abacus makes it into manageable chunks. Like they call it, we're chunking it in abacus. What does that mean? Well, if you look, we have 5, we have 4. 5 and 4 is 9, right? That's a chunk. You know that this is a chunk. If I'm going to do 9, I don't know how to do a 9 chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be my chunk. But then what I'm going to do is if I'm looking for this, I need to, you know what I mean? I had blocks and rainbow teddy bears. Yeah, see, I never had any of that stuff. You guys are so young. I'm old. And I know it. I know I'm old because when I was going through it, we had to memorize stuff and I had to think of my own strategies. So like when we did the doubles plus 1, I remember I was teaching another person how to do it when I was in 2nd grade, and that's how I did it. Oh, you're still a baby. I learned the abacus when I was 30, and I love watching I Love Lucy. Oh, I love Lucy. I love her. She's so funny. So I learned the abacus when I was 30, just so you know, and I've been teaching for more than 20 years. So my kids, I have 3 boys, and they've all gone through the abacus curriculum. My oldest one is 20. So I'm 32, right next to each other. I got Matlock. Oh, I never got into Matlock. And I never got into Dukes of Hazzards. I think that was too American for me. I grew up in Canada, so. Beal is the baby. Okay, so back to here. We're going to do another 2-step equation. When we do a 2-step equation, that's not good. We're going to add 6. No, we're going to add 7. We're going to add 7. So when we add 7, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 6. Too American. It was very, yeah, Dukes of Hazzards. Like I didn't know like half, and I didn't understand Dukes of Hazzards. But anyways, I'm in California now, so I'm an American, and I didn't marry American. I became one. I also watched Third Rock. Oh, I love Third Rock from the Sun. So funny. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, I like, what's his name? The kid. I like him and the strange guy that has like beady little eyes. I forget his name. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to add the 6. When we add the 6, we have 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 4. Now, if you look, I'm going to plus the 10, which is easy. I'm going to plus the 10. Now what I want to do is minus the 4. When I take away the 4, I'm going to be here. I want you to take away the 4. I can't take away the 4. What do I do? How do I take away the 4? Remove. Save changes. How do I take away the 4? We know how to take away the 4. We've done it before. Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to minus the 5 and we're going to plus the 1. So my final answer is 13. Thank you, Beal. Right? So my final answer is 13. Does that make sense? So this is now a two-step equation. A two-step equation is very common in algebra, right? Because it's common in algebra, I mean, it's interesting on how Abacus kind of is the gateway to more complex math, and that's one of them, is that it's very close to algebra. We do certain things in Abacus that's very similar to algebra. All right. So that's a two-step equation. We could do another one. We can do another one. Let's see. Let's see if I can use the back of this. Okay. So another one would be 5. We could do 5 plus 9. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah. So we do 5, right? We do 5, and then we add the 9. When we add the 9, what are we going to do? We know how to plus the 9. Plus the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 10, and I take away the 1. I cannot take away the 1. So to take away the 1, what am I going to do? I cannot take away the 1. I have to minus the 5 plus the 1. So I minus the 5 because that's what I'm doing, right? I minus the 5 and I plus the 1. My answer is, no, that's not what my answer is. I need to minus the 1. Minus the 1 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 4. I'm sorry, that's my bad. Right, so I need to plus the 5, take away the 5 and add the 4. So my final answer is 14. All right, so does that make sense? Okay, so I don't know if this is going to help. All right, maybe that won't stop. Maybe that will stop them from giving me verifications. Okay, so let's see. Something about the abacus just tickles my brain in a good way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's the interesting thing about it, too. I really do enjoy making the worksheets because I think, you know, keep looking at the worksheets and the numbers and stuff. It's interesting how they all make sense. Hey, Audrey, welcome. How's it going? I was just thinking about you. We were talking about Third Rock from the Sun, and we're talking about what? We're talking about we're talking about Dukes of Hazzards, and that was really very American. So does that make sense? So this is what you call a two-step equation. Because it's a two-step equation, there's many other two-step equations. Very nice. There's other two-step equation. Let's do another one. You want to do it? We can do more two-step equations. Let's do this one. 49. This is more than two-step. 49 plus 5. Let's do something easy. Plus 5. So when we do it, we want to do the 49. We add 49. So we add 40 and we add 9. And then we want to add the 5. When we add the 5, what are we going to do? We know that we want to plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. We know this. We're going to plus the 10. Uh-oh. Look at what happened. Right? That sounds... I love that sound. Okay, so right here, plus the 10. So I have my 0, I have my 1. Can I add the 1 here? My 0, 1. This is my 10. I can't. So what's another way to plus the 1? Do you see how this is another two-step equation? This right here is going to go to what? Plus the 1 is equal to what? Minus, plus the 5 minus 4. So I'm going to plus the 5, I take away the 4. Now I need to minus the 5, and I minus the 5. So my final answer is 54. So what we were doing, what's the difference? The difference is this one right here. This was a two-step equation. Now this was a two-step equation. So it doesn't matter where you are, but notice, I'm starting to get this, Audrey. But see, that's the thing, right? The thing is it's not what? It's not what? It's how you use it. It's where you use it. It's when you use it. So the question is, when I do this, right, I'm going to add the 10. When I add the 10, it's a 0 and a 1. Yeah. So anything that we do with the formula can be a two-step equation. Audrey, so funny. Thank you for the heart me, Audrey, and thank you for the team cheer. Anybody have any questions? I wonder. Okay, yeah. Like I said earlier, it's like concrete and representation. Yes. Well, actually, it's concrete. This is concrete. Representation is when I show you the images of the abacus. When I show you the images of the abacus. It's almost time to eat. Almost time to eat! What? Can you do more 49? Oh, yeah! You know what? I have like a whole list. Yeah, we can do more. Thank you, Steph, for asking. Because if you never ask, I would never know to continue on. Okay. And I'm using I'm using my kids' old books, and they don't use all of the pages, so I'm just kind of using up as much as I can. So what we're going to do is we're going to do more adding, right? So we're going to add, oh, you know what? This is another good one. We can do bigger numbers, right? What are their bigger numbers? Well, let's do 86 plus 8. And you'll see that it's scalable, very resourceful. It's either that or it goes to waste. And I actually don't like waste. My husband says that our trash can is broken because I keep taking things out of the trash can. A little bit about me. I don't know if that was too much information, but it is what it is. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 86. Now notice when we do 86, right, we could do 80 and we do 6. What we're going to do is we're going to add the 8. When we add the 8, what are we going to do? We know when we add the 8, we have to 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. Right? Plus the 10 minus the 2. So what are we going to do? 10, 0, 1. 0, 1. That's 10. That's what 10 means. So 0 is here. 1 is here. Can I add the 1? Yes. I'm going to add my 1. And then I need to minus the 2. Can I minus the 2? I cannot minus the 2. What do I do? Minus the 2, right, is the same. So this is where we're going to do our two-step. What is minus the 2? Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5. The question is, the first question should be, can I use the 5? Not, can I use a 10? So we don't want to do minus 2 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 8. This is not what we want to do. We want to make sure we go in order. Minus 2, can I minus the 5? Minus the 5 plus the 3. Yes, I can. So minus the 5, and I want to plus the 3. So my final answer is 94. 94. So what we're doing here is doing carrying on. This is like carrying on, right? Carrying on is the 10. Excuse me. The plus the 10. Adding a 10 or subtracting a 10. We carry on, what do you call it? We carry on, we borrow, regrouping, grouping, and trading. Those are all the things. Hey, Jose the Panda, welcome back. So that's the things, right? Those are the things that we would be doing. There was another person that said making a 10. Somebody said something, and I was like, I don't know about that. So what's going to happen is, so that's what we're doing. We are talking about making a thing. So what's going to happen is, what happens when we do more? Let's do this one. 96 plus 8. What? Well, that's another two-step, right? So we have 96. We have 96. Let's take it slow, right? We want to plus the 8. Plus the 8 is what? We know that adding the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 2. We want to plus the 10. Uh-oh. We want to plus the 10. We know that this is 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. We cannot add the 1. What do we do? Can we add the 5? No, we're already using it. Can we add the 10? Yes, we can add the 10. Now this is a two-step equation. So when we look at it, we have this as a two-step equation. Plus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus 9. That's what this one is. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 9. Now I need to minus the 2. Uh-oh. What's going on? Guess what? I cannot minus the 2. When I minus the 2, I don't have enough beads. What can I do? Minus the 2, we've done it before. Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So I can minus the 5 and I can plus the 3. So my final answer is 104. 104. Does that make sense? So now, this is more than a two-step equation. We took the base, which is 8, and then we had to modify and substitute more. We had to, I don't know what we call it. I don't know what we call it. Extra substitution, leveling up. I don't know what we call it. So what we did is we added the 10, and then we minus the 2. But because we don't have any beads, we had to use and do critical thinking. So that's why Abacus is interesting, because it promotes critical thinking. Do we have enough? How can we do it? Anybody have any questions? We have many more questions. And I think that's the thing. Like, I think that adding and subtraction is underrated. I think we need to do a little bit more of adding and subtracting, because there's different scenarios that we need to accommodate. Are we ready for another one? This one would be nice. Okay, you know what? Let's do this one. Let's do this one. We do 9, 9, 9, 9 plus 5. This one will be easy. Why? Why is it going to be easy? Because now we see a pattern. We have 9,999. We know this, right? What are we going to do? We're going to plus the 5 minus the 10. I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 10. Plus the 5 minus the... Plus the 10 minus the 5. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plus the 10. So notice I'm going to plus the 10. Now, this is too much. This is too much information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I want to plus the 5 here. When I add the 5, there is too much. Oh, it's dinner time. All right. This is my last question. So I want to plus the 5. Notice I don't have enough beads to add the 5. We know, what do we know? We know that when we plus the 5, we need to minus the 5 plus the 10. So I'm going to minus the 5 first, because I don't want to forget. So I'm going to minus the 5, and then I need to plus the 10. Notice my 10 is the 1 and the 0. 0 and 1. 0 and 1. 1, right? I cannot add the 1 here. So what do? My 1 is what? Plus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So I'm going to minus the 9 first, and then I'm going to plus the 10. Oh, look, I can't do it. So I'm going to minus the 9 and then plus the 10. Still can't do it. I'm going to minus the 9 and then I'm going to plus the 10. Oh, yeah, I could do it now. I'm going to add the 1. So my final answer is 10,004. 10,004. I love it. Right? It's very elegant. It's so elegant. And it just solidifies, all the information that we've been learning. And that's the thing. And then people are like, well, all you had to do is just add a 1 and then take away 4. I'm like, yeah, you could do that. But then that's not abacus, right? So the abacus, there's constraints. But then it's once you go through the constraints, then it makes sense. So, all right. Before I sign off, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Any questions before I sign off? Yeah? Nothing? We're okay? We're okay? That's it? No more questions? You guys are so quiet. I don't have any. Oh my goodness, Beal. How come? That's not good. How about the books? Nope. Enjoy your dinner. Oh, Audrey, I talked about my books. I did in the very beginning. I talked about the books. And oh, yeah. So just as Audrey was mentioning, if you guys are interested in the books, you can find my name in the other place. Enjoy your dinner. Okay, okay. No, thank you, Audrey. Thank you. I appreciate it. I keep forgetting to, talk about my books. But you're absolutely right. I need to talk more about my books. Oh, I published another book. Thank you so much, Miss. I am in my first trimester. I am always not. Oh, you're teaching yourself and it relaxes me. Oh, congratulations! I loved being in labor. Except I didn't like the nauseous part, but the sleep was the best. I loved the sleep. I loved it when I went to sleep and I could sleep anywhere. Now I don't. But enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. Is this your first child, Ashley? Ah, first trimester. And then the other question is, I was wondering if have you taken any birthing classes? When I took my birthing classes, I did not learn anything. So in my experience, I didn't learn anything in the hospital. So what I did was in my second child, I actually went through another method. And so the one that I used was called the Bradley method. It is up to you. I'm not here to talk about whatever, but I did enjoy the information, and I really like to know more about information and everything. Not yet. I will start in 2 weeks. Oh, which one are you gonna do? My first is oh my God, Dina is almost 8 months. Ah, you guys. I wish my kids were soft and squishy and smelly. Now they're just bleh. My oldest is 18. My oldest is 18. My youngest is 11. So you guys should enjoy and take a lot of video because you want to see them talk and you want to see them move. Oh, I love all the videos I took. They were so good. Oh, take a lot of video. A lot of video. Because when I look at my videos, I'm like, oh, it's so cute. Because now their voices changed. And now they're like really low and stuff. And so, yeah. Oh my videos. Yeah, right? Get it. You know what? Get an external hard drive. Get an external hard drive and start copying it everywhere. I have it everywhere, right? So I had it on Google. I have it on like 4 external drives. I have all my stuff. So always back up everything. If you can, I would suggest getting an external drive and start backing up everything. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so cute. Oh, yeah. They were so cute. So many pictures. Yeah. And you know what? You know what, Dina? If you can, give them your camera and then see what they see. That was the best too. Oh, I love that. And it would be like, what are you taking a picture of? And then oh yeah, and then I also took video of them when they were playing like Legos and stuff, and they were counting. Or there was another one where you say, okay, you know what, teach me, and you record that. Ah, that was also good too. That's like one of my best videos. Oh, I love watching those videos. Anyways, okay. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope to see you guys. Oh, I love letting him. Yeah, right. Dude, there was one time. There was one time my kid was young and he was in the back of me, and I thought he was taking pictures of the I thought he was taking pictures of like the scenery. We were at the Grand Canyon, and instead he took like 100 pictures of himself. All he goes all himself. I'm like, oh my god. So now I have like 100, 200 pictures of just him. Because he just held the thing. Yeah, that's the best. That is the best. So, okay. So before I end, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know. I mean, okay. So because your kids are young, if you can, I would have them just play around with the abacus. Just let them look at it and just let them play around with it. Just let them touch it. So what they were talking about is this one person. He's a Japanese violinist, and he was teaching the kids how to play the violin and stuff. And he actually started the kids when they were like, I think 6 weeks old or whatever, just to touch it. So you get them to touch the abacus, and as you keep, doing it often, and then when they get to about 3 or so, you can start talking about how to count, and then they start going through, and then they will be faster than us for sure. So yeah, my kids are faster than I am, and I have to like slow them down sometimes. But yeah, so then if you get an abacus, let them play around with it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna buy one. I can hear them play with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, just have them play with it. It doesn't matter if they like shake it like whatever, right? It doesn't matter because the idea is to have it in their hands. So yeah. So Ashley, if you can, I would recommend. Well, oh yeah, which birthing class are you taking, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just curious. Now I'm just curious that I'm being nosy because it's one of those things. Like, yeah, like Lamaze. I didn't think Lamaze was anything special, but I did like the Bradley method. The Bradley method was pretty informative, and they didn't push anything really. That's how I felt. I haven't started yet. Still, like, oh. So I don't know if you know. I don't know if you can, but here, I'll keep the Bradley one. I didn't take one. Yeah, I took one from the hospital, but I wanted. Okay, so here my what I did is I did my after my first child, because I didn't know anything. After my first kid, I started doing the Bradley method, and then from there, I did. I had my second one in the house, a home birth. That was a home birth, and then my other two was in the hospital. But then because I knew what to do, I kept to my. I was able to do what I needed to do, if that made sense. And so I didn't take an epidural because I was afraid. I was afraid of taking. Oh, now we're just talking about like okay. Anyways, I didn't want to take an epidural because I heard too many bad things about it, right? So the one thing about the epidural is like it goes into your spine, which is fine. But see, the thing is I didn't want to have back pains, and I didn't want to have anything to do with, I was very scared of an epidural. I'm very scared of having a cesarean. That's how I am. So I'm not sure if you plan it or whatever. It's up to you. If you did it, that's great. But what I did, I didn't have one either. Yeah. So my three other ones, I didn't have an epidural, and it's amazing how much pain, but there's also pain management. So with the Bradley method, they tell you how to do pain management, and it's not like you change your thought. It's what you do to entertain yourself, to be able to embrace the pain. Just like when you stub your foot, you're like really against it, but when you embrace it, it's like going down a roller coaster. When you embrace it, it's a little bit easier. So that's how I related to it. So good luck. That was very long-winded. So good luck. Good luck. I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm just very excited for you. I really do enjoy. I hope you have a healthy, happy birth. Yes. Yeah. But we have time. But you're gonna get pregnancy brain. So this may not be the best thing to do. So, but I will understand if you're not here. I will understand. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And good luck with the baby, and be healthy. Try to have a lot of calcium. And if you do the Bradley method, they'll tell you that's awful. They'll tell you how to what do you call it? They'll tell you how to keep nutrition and how to keep your placenta good and all strong and everything, right? So they tell you about like, you got to make sure you have your vitamin C and your calcium and so forth to keep your placenta strong and stuff. So, okay, I'm going to stop. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you guys in my next live. Bye. Very interesting to learn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have a good night, and I'll see you. Maybe I'll come back for midnight math. I'm not sure. But I'll see you guys later. Bye. I have only 15 minutes for my next reward. Uh? Uh? 15 minutes? What? What is 15 minutes? Just 15 minutes away from your next reward. What? Oh, okay. I'm going to end it now. I'm going to be. Okay. Bye. Bye.